Smiley Day Geeks, welcome back to the Geek Cider Show. I'm Josh.
I'm Anna.
And in this video, we're talking about Critical Role Campaign 3, episodes 32 and 33. If you haven't seen them yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Episode 32, pretty uneventful episode. Overall, there was some fantastic role play in it.
Yes.
And, I don't know, maybe a new mystery kind of revealed, but it was kind of weird. It came out, well, first of all, FCG finally got to talk to Dancer.
Yes.
And I don't think either one of them got the closure that they were really kind of hoping they would get. I know FCG didn't.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And I don't know, I think this is probably the last time Dancer is going to show up, probably in this campaign. Because I feel like Dancer is just not interested in getting getting the closure. They just want to, be done with it. They just want to
close the chapter and just move on.
Yeah.
So any further interaction with FCG is just leaving it open.
I don't think it's beneficial to Dancer at all.
Yeah.
One thing that did come out though in this episode is that FCG might be some kind of Aormaton assassin bot.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. I think it's a red herring, though.
Yeah, I agree. It is really, really fucking interesting. And it has some potential, but, like, it felt like something that, not everything NPCs tell you is accurate. Mm-hmm. I mean, they hear rumors the same as regular people, so sometimes they hear false stuff, and it feels like one of those fantastical stories that came out of Aor that didn't actually happen,
or it did actually happen, just not to FCG. Then that's where I think that's what I think is going on there. I think it's something that Matt came up with to give Sam a string to pull on a little bit.
Also, it's a little too convenient.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really easy, convenient explanation for why he had the episode that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that it can't possibly be that.
Yeah. So, moving on to episode 33. Well, episode 32, I mean, they did get into the Paragon's call. They did some investigating around there, and the episode ended with an attack on the seat of
disdain.
Disdain. I want to say despair. seat of disdain, and it kind of ended on a cliffhanger there. Moving to that episode. Whew.
Yeah.
Man. Okay.
Episode 33 was a lot.
It was rough. The first half, it was they got Treshy fairly easily. Wasn't that big of a challenge?
It wasn't awful. They used the attack as a smoke screen to cover what they were doing. They split the party, which actually happened to work really well.
Yeah, which almost never works when you split the party.
But it worked really, really well here. So,
I loved the way Matt DM'd that. He did not have them roll for initiative at all. It was all chaos, and Matt organized that chaos very, very well.
Yeah.
And it was a fairly large-scale attack, and I've done that as a DM, and it's very difficult. And Matt did a great job. The first half ended with they got the crawler, and they're going through the streets, and bang, there she is.
Odahan Thul.
Odahan Thul. And whew, I thought they were gonna run. They tried, and they couldn't.
Yeah.
And they ended up with a very prolonged battle that did not go well.
No, that battle was rough. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But also, like, thinking back on it, though, I don't think they really had any good options. They tried to run, well, I mean, like, she attacked the crawler and decommissioned it, basically.
And disabled it.
In one
round.
Split the party.
Yeah.
So then they tried to run, but she was so fast and so strong.
That legendary dash action
was
freaking rough, dude. That
so
was...
like, she was just picking them off as they were running away. So running wasn't an option. There was no way they could beat her fighting.
The only thing they could do was run. But because they decided to scatter, she got to take them all basically one-on-one.
Yeah.
And solo them.
Yeah.
And so their only viable option ended up not being the viable option.
Yeah.
They should have just ganged up on her, and whatever happens, happens. But that would have been my thing too. My first thought was run.
Yeah.
That's what I would do as a player.
Absolutely. I was like, run. She is a legendary war hero.
That combat reminded me a lot of the first time the Mighty Nine confronted Lucian, and the first time Vox Machina fought Vecna. Now, when the Mighty Nine fought Lucian for the first time, I remember watching that episode and going, man, it doesn't look like the players are having fun. This combat, they were clearly all having fun. Characters went down, characters died, and they still looked like they were all having a good time.
Yeah.
And that's a really hard thing to do as a DM, is kill off PCs without killing the fun at the table.
Yeah, so and sometimes it's really hard even as a player when you're in a battle and like nothing's going right because the dice just fucking hate you that night. It's really hard to not get upset about that. So like that's not only bravo on the DM but bravo on the players for being able to separate enough that they could realize that this is a game and that this is interesting and they're telling a story and that there's people at home watching this on the edge of their seats.
And it's not that the dice didn't go their way this time.
No, they were strong enough.
Just outmatched. They were completely outclassed, and their one tactic just backfired horribly.
Yeah.
And it would have been really easy for when Orym died for Liam just to go, okay, I got to get up from the table for a little bit. But he stayed there, and he was clearly still having a good time.
Oh yeah. And pretty sure Travis does not give a shit if Chetney dies,
like
at
I don't think so at all.
Because like even though he knew that was very likely going to happen, he just kept on going. Just kept on going after her.
Yep. And you know, I think Liam planned in his head during the combat or leading up to the combat, okay, Orym's probably gonna die here, because he had his head down and you could just tell he was thinking. And I was like, he's gonna stay behind and stall her so they can all get away.
Yeah.
I think that was Liam's plan.
I mean, he didn't really get a chance to do that.
Nope,
because she like one shot killed him in like half a second.
Well, and that's the thing. Once it got to the point where she could just solo these people, none of them stood a chance.
Yeah.
And you have the squishies like Laudna, who Laudna went down
twice.
Well, was it only twice? Did she go down?
I think it was twice.
At least twice.
Yeah,
on top of the building, and then at the end of the episode, and there might have been another one in there. And we kind of don't know where she is at the end of the episode. Yeah. Is she alive or dead?
She has one death save left.
Yep. But we don't know exactly what happened with what Imogen did at the end.
Yes.
Matt kind of narrated it as this explosion, and everything turned white. Well, what is it? Is it going to do damage to Laudna and kill her? I can't imagine Matt narrating that and killing a PC that way.
No, because there's no way that Imogen would give into that if that was going to happen. Imogen would not hurt Laudna.
Now, you had an interesting comment in your Discord, I think.
Yeah, so somebody in my Discord, they mentioned that it's all hearsay because they're in a Call of the Netherdeep D&D game, so they don't want to look it up to verify. But they had said that they'd heard that in Call of the Netherdeep, Rudisborn have like I forget how it was
like an area
phrased.
effect.
Yeah, like an area effect, resurrection type ability, and that's kind of what this sounds like. Like this big explosion's gonna happen, and like she's going to revive some of these people, and this is like new stuff that she got at level 7 and just hasn't used yet. Like that's in her character descriptions, and maybe that's why none of them were upset. Maybe they know she's level 7, she gets these things, because characters talk about that, like, hey, we leveled up, I'm choosing this, this, and this, so maybe they all know that she has this, and that it's coming, and so it was like, no, it's fine, because she's going to get this, and then we're all going to be all right.
Right.
I also did not know, but this was brought up, Fern, as a wildfire druid, automatically gets Revivify, and it's always prepared.
Huh. At level 7?
I don't know. No, because she's not level 7 in druid. She's level 6, I think. And she has 1 level of rogue.
Oh.
Yeah. But whatever level she's at, she gets Revivify.
It would be probably whenever she gets 3rd level spells.
Yeah, which is what, level 5?
I'm not sure for druids.
I think it's level 5.
I've never run. Well, I've run one druid who was didn't have the 3rd level spells. So
yeah. It's like 5 or 6. I don't know. I don't remember. But apparently that's a wildfire druid thing. So like it doesn't matter if she prepared it or not. She automatically has it.
Yeah.
So if FCG revivifies her, she can then revivify Aurum. It's a possibility. Now, we haven't seen a revivify this campaign, but in previous campaigns, he doesn't just give it to you.
Yeah.
You have to work for it. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I don't remember if he makes them roll for a revivify or if it's only resurrections that he makes them roll for. I cannot remember that.
I think they do have to do some kind of ritual.
Yeah, I think they did, because that's the diamond one, and I remember the spell having diamonds in it.
Because I remember not got one-shotted by a trap in the 99 campaign, and Jester, I think it was Jester, had to revivify Not, and I cannot remember how Matt handled it in Mighty 9.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's the only revivify I can recall.
Yeah, I can't remember
from Mighty 9
how revivify went in them. I know resurrections, it's multiple people have to say what they're going to do to bring them back, but that's not revivify. It's not the same thing. So I don't know.
We got this massive cliffhanger at the end of the episode. Aurum's dead. Fern is dead.
Laudna has
one death save.
One death save away from being permadead.
Can we talk about the first time Laudna almost died? She lost the 2 death saves from the melee attack, and then rolled a natural 20 on a death save and got the 1 hit point. Oh my god,
that was pretty clutch.
The natural 20s in this episode were absolutely bananas. They rolled, what'd you say, 5 of them in the first half?
That's what my chat said. They said there was 5
it was
natural
a lot.
20s.
I know they rolled 3 in a row.
Yeah, in the first half of the episode, and then they rolled at least 2 in the second half. And that's between Matt and the players. That's not just the players.
Yeah.
Matt had 1 or 2 natural 20s during the entire episode. I think he had 2.
Just thank the gods that this wasn't the last freaking Thursday of the month.
Right?
Can you imagine?
I would not be okay. I'm like, I'm not okay now. I need to know what happens. I need the next episode. It needs to be fucking Thursday already.
I was surprised you didn't cry when
I did.
Died. I was watching you. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I cried.
You held it back really well. Yeah. You hit it.
I also then cried in the bedroom.
Oh, did you?
We were just laying there. I was like, you can't be dead. But the longer past the episode, and I'm tearing up now, the longer past the episode, the more I'm like, it didn't feel like a downer when it ended.
Not like Molly.
Yeah, like when Molly's episode, like, you could just tell that Molly wasn't coming back. I don't have that feeling with this one. Like, I'm holding out hope that they're gonna come back, because I love Aurum so much. I do not want Aurum to be dead. I like Fern. Fern's chaotic and fun. If her character was gone, it really wouldn't faze me that much, because Ashley would come up with another character who would also be really fun and interesting. No big deal. But I know Aurum, or Liam would do that too, but I love Aurum so much.
And a lot of that, though, too, I think, is Taliesin was visibly distraught when Molly died.
Yeah.
Liam wasn't.
No, not
at all. He was laughing and goofing, and he seemed A-okay.
Yeah.
With his character going down. So I think if it doesn't have like an emotional impact on the player, it's not going to have an emotional impact on the fans.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, I still cried.
But man, what a great episode. Just utter chaos, start to finish. The way Matt, just like I said, organized the chaos in the first half was some A+ DMing. Because running large-scale battles like that can be really, really hard and confusing, and you lose track of stuff, and you forget what's going on over here and over there and everything. Matt did a fantastic job of keeping, first of all, because the party was split, of splitting the time pretty evenly between the two segments.
And not sticking with one party so long that you got bored of what that party was doing.
Yeah. And you weren't like, what's the other party doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to find out what's going on over there. So, yeah, just the best episode of the campaign, as tragic as it and sad as it potentially is.
Yeah.
I think it's the best episode of the campaign.
I agree. Yeah.
All right. I think...
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, what?
I have a wild theory.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Okay.
Give it. Spill it.
Get your red string and corkboard out here. We're going on a ride.
Oh, Jesus.
I have had for a while the theory that Will was Rudisborn and that he was at the center of the attack. Imogen and Odahan, when they were talking, there were things said by Odahan that reinforces this. One of them was, we only want the strong ones. Specifically when she was talking to Fern, she said, oh, you've got the C2, but you're too weak. And then when she was talking to Imogen, she said something that kind of implied that they only want the strong and they cull the weak. They, like, get rid of them. And then when Orm died, when she killed him, she said, I recognize you. Meaning she was there because she was culling the weak.
And she was there because it was her echoes that were
killing people.
People.
But, like, she was there to check out a Rudisborn. They were too weak, so she got rid of them. Will's a Rudisborn.
So, theory confirmed, do you think?
No, not confirmed, but that's my wild theory.
It's just well, that's not that wild. I mean, that's the theory you've had since the beginning.
Yes, which was wild in the beginning, but it just feels like it's... Okay, it feels like it's less wild, but that's my theory.
It's another link in the chain of your theory.
Yes, yeah, it feels like this theory is getting some substance.
I think it's correct anyway. I think it's pretty much confirmed that Will was Rudisborn.
Yeah.
Because there's no way they go after the voice of the Tempest.
They did not
there's
go
no
after.
Fucking way they went after Keyleth.
No, absolutely not.
All right, now I think that's everything we have for this episode. If we missed something, if there's something we should have talked about that we didn't, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please let us know by dropping a like on it and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, follow that guy. I'll talk to him. I want to hear.
I'm just gonna reach out.
That sounded violent.
But I'm way too damn dynamic.